Welcome to Module 2. I hope you had a good time with Module 1. Let's get started on this. In this module, we'll be talking about getting started with content writing. Yes. And this module will help you in your course project. So please learn carefully and implement well. We will talk about 4 subtopics: finding your niche, understanding your target audience, writing with purpose, content writing basics. Let's get started. And here is another quote. Again, I love quotes. So it states, start writing no matter what. The water does not flow until the faucet is turned on. Start writing. Even if you think you're stuck, just keep writing. Trust me, ideas will come. Content creation ideas will come, it will flow, and you'll be surprised as to how much ideas you've had inside of you. All you need to do is to start writing. Finding your niche. A niche is a specific area or topic you focus on as a content writer. I want you to know that having a niche builds confidence, consistency, and credibility. It helps you build that with your audience. And I know that when someone tells you to find your niche, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so difficult because you feel like you can write so many things at the same time, which is amazing. It's fine. It's okay. At Sound Life, we did not start with a specific niche. Trust me, we've written about fashion, food, SEO, so many things. But then we finally decided to settle down for digital marketing and SEO related because we found out that that's actually a strong area. So, yes, as a writer, a niche is important, but it's okay if you don't have one at the moment. It's okay if you feel like you can write about everything and anything. But I want you to know that a niche helps you build confidence, consistency, and credibility. A niche helps you avoid writing about everything. It also allows you to develop subject familiarity, and your clients and readers trust writers who show focus. So if you're all over the place, that might be a red flag. But like I said initially, you don't have to fret about not having a specific niche. You can start with a broad niche and later narrow it down. All right. Now, how to identify a niche? Think about the topics you enjoy or are curious about. Maybe relationship topics, maybe poems about love, about heartbreak, about tech. Maybe you're curious about topics related to tech. Maybe you're curious about topics relating to connections, finding connections on LinkedIn or scholarships or academics. Again, think about the topics you enjoy or are curious about. Another way to identify your niche is subject you already have knowledge or experience in. Subject you already have knowledge or experience in. Uh, if you studied nursing, you probably have an idea when it comes to health related topics. So you can start with that and then just narrow it down as you continue your journey. Another way to identify your niche is to think about the areas that demand for content. I'm going to talk about relationship again because everybody's talking about relationship, right? This is a specific area in this digital age that demands for content. So you can think about that as well. Again, 3 ways to identify your niche: topics you enjoy or are curious about, areas that demand for content, and subjects you already have knowledge or some experience in. Let's talk about who you'll be writing for, your target audience. Your target audience refers to who the content is written for, their needs, goals, and challenges, their level of knowledge about the topic. Writing is only effective when it speaks to the right audience. For instance, if you're writing to market women, think about the right terminologies to use. A market woman might not understand a doctor or a medical professional's terminology. So you need to think about the right terminologies to use. And these are the questions I want you to ask as a content writer. Who is reading this content? What problems are they trying to solve? And what tone will resonate with them? If you're writing to market women, you want to be casual, you want to be friendly, you want them to understand your content. If you're writing to medical professionals, you want to be friendly, you want to be formal, you want to use the right medical terms and terminologies, and you also want them to understand what your content is trying to tell them without watering it down. I hope that makes sense. So think about who the content is written for, their needs, their goals, the challenges, the level of knowledge about the topic. Writing without an audience in mind leads to unclear and unfocused content. It's like you're just writing for anyone and everyone, but you need to have a specific audience in mind. For instance, on my Instagram page, I write for Christians, and that's what my target audience is, my Christians. And I ensure that I don't delve into other topics that are not really for them because I don't want confusion. I could talk about other things, but it's still going to carry that tone of my writing style because I'm targeting a specific audience. I hope that makes sense. So if you're writing for a specific audience, make sure that you write for them and their needs are met. They understand the content you're trying to write about, and it's solving whatever problems they have, and the tone you're using also resonates with them. Let's talk about writing with purpose. As a content writer, you need to learn how to write with purpose. You don't just want to put content out there for the sake of putting content out there. So you need to learn how to inform your audience, persuade them, and entertain them. Every piece of content should have a clear purpose. Let's talk about inform first. Inform means to share knowledge or explain a topic. Ensure that your content shares knowledge and explains a topic. Focus on clarity and accuracy too. It's important to focus on accuracy and clarity. Now let's move to persuade. To persuade your audience means to encourage action. It could be sharing, tell them to share your post or to put out a comment in the comment section or to like it or to repost it. Whatever it is, you just want a form of action from your audience. And it also uses reasoning, examples, and emotional appeal. You can't persuade someone like that. You need to explain why they need to have a change in thoughts or in action. You need to also explain why they need to share, to like. You know what people say, especially your favorite YouTubers. Hey guys, can't they share this post? Can't they share this YouTube link so people can know more about us? So it because it helps our algorithm, something along those lines. So yeah, you want to encourage action from your audience. You also want to use emotional appeal. Now let's move to the interesting part, entertain. Entertain means to engage your audience through storytelling or humor. It also means to focus on connection and relatability. You want to tell your audience that I feel you, I get you, and I also want you to feel me, I want you to get me. That is entertain. You're entertaining them through storytelling. Let's talk about content writing basics. We have tone, we have voice, and we have clarity. Your tone, your voice, and the clarity of your content. Now, tone reflects the attitude of the writing. Professional tone, conversational tone, friendly tone, casual tone. And your tone should match both the audience and platform. Let's take the example of writing to market women again. You want to use conversational tone because you want them to relate with you on an emotional level. You also want to use friendly tone, you want to use casual tone, and your tone should match your audience, the market women, and the platform. Now, think about where you would find market women on the internet. Facebook. Yes, Facebook might be the right platform. Some also use Instagram. and definitely some are using TikTok. So just think about your tone, and your tone should match your audience and the platform. Now let's talk about your voice. Your voice is your consistent personality across your content. Your voice is your consistent personality across your content. It means that your voice needs to stay consistent across all topics. It should also reflect your brand or your identity because this helps content feel recognizable. When somebody reads your content, they should think in this manner: oh, that's Abosede's writing. I know her writing style. That's your voice. If you have a powerful voice, you want it to reflect your writing. If you have a soft voice, you want it to reflect your writing. At Sam Live, our voice is energetic. And if you read our emails, if you read our Instagram captions, you're going to feel that energy. We are E for energy. Yes. So you want your voice to be consistent across all topics. And then clarity of your content. You want to ensure that your message is easy to understand. And these are the ways to improve clarity. Use simple language, avoid unnecessary jargon, keep sentences and paragraphs short, stay focused on one idea at a time. Again, use simple language, avoid unnecessary jargon. I know you are writing to medical professionals, but reduce the level of technical jargon you'll be using. Make sure that your sentences are short and your paragraphs are readable and breathable, and then stay focused on one idea at a time. So, your tone is important, your voice is important, and ensure that there is clarity in your message. Let's wrap things up for this module. In this module, we've talked about writing for your audience. One thing I want you to take away from this module is strong content writing begins with focus, audience awareness, and purpose. So before writing a single sentence, before even putting a full stop on your content, I want you to know who you're writing for and why you're writing for them. If you're writing for students, use simple terms that students will understand. And why you're writing for them, what problems are you trying to solve on their behalf? And would your content be clear enough and readable enough for them to understand your message? Now that we've talked about audience, the importance of writing for them, and why you're writing for them, I hope your course project is going to make a little bit more sense. Again, for this project, you must choose one content platform and tailor your writing specifically for that platform. You could choose to write a blog or website article, email newsletter, social media platform content. I want two things from you: your first draft and your final edited version. Your first draft, I want you to choose one topic that's related to your niche or area of interest. Choose a clear target audience and the right platform that's appropriate for them. And make sure that in your final edited version, you improve your first draft. I just want a polished version of your first draft. And please do not forget that your writing must reflect the tone, the length, the structure, the formatting, and audience expectations of your chosen platform. So if you choose a social media platform, I don't want a single one-line post. I want a carousel, I want a content thread, or a long form social post if you choose to write on LinkedIn. Again, you're to create one complete piece of written content and submit two components: final draft, the first draft rather, and your final edited version.